Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Living Large Las Vegas. My name's Kobe Sherlock, and today, back in the lab, Mr. Derek Parent. Derek, say hello to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Guys, today we're bringing somebody super cool to you that you get to hear from firsthand. Super proud to really have him on the show, and absolutely grateful that you're here on the show. A good friend of ours.
Great friend of mine. Great friend.
And a staple in what is, just production and honestly incredible vision here in Las Vegas. We have the president and founder of Rock Solid Productions, Mr. Josh Greenrock. Josh, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Man, so first of all, thanks. Thank you so much for coming to kick it with us and letting us kind of pick your brain on really cool stuff that you're up to. It's not every day that our listeners get to kind of have this sort of insight on what Vegas has to offer and the huge role you play in it. So thanks so much for coming.
Yeah. For sure. My pleasure.
What people should know off the back, our podcast, we wouldn't have so many episodes or so much equipment if it wasn't for you directing us to, introduce us to Ryan, right? So Ryan's been here. I think we have like 20 episodes, in the books, and it keeps growing with influencers who want to come in here. But it's a direct impact from our friendship and the introduction. So I want to personally thank you, because we wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for you.
Thank you. I'm just, I'm proud. I'm so proud of you guys making moves and sending the message out there to the universe. And that's part of my goals, is to always keep my team strong. And I learned that from my big bro, Willie P at UNLV. You always want to connect your different pieces of your friends and your network, and that way it's stronger.
Yeah, connector.
Yeah. You say UNLV. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about your background and a little bit about where you're from and where you come from?
All right. I grew up in South Florida. My dad's in Miami. My mom and my stepdad, we lived in Pembroke Pines, Cooper City area. And then I came out to UNLV in 1997, and I joined the fraternity, Delta Chi. I just became friends with everyone from all around the world instantly. Alaskans, Hawaiians, Mexicans, Swedish kids, like you name it. It was like this multicultural environment. And then when I graduated with my marketing degree, I also ran the radio station my senior year. That was big. And then when I graduated, I didn't have a job. And my first job that landed on my lap was production assistant for Ultimate Fighter Season 1. And at the time, no one even knew what UFC was. It was very niche. And when we worked on it, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Dana White, I knew instantly that this was going to be groundbreaking. It ended up making television, pop culture, and sports history. And it really launched UFC to become the billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company that it is today. Yeah. And I'm just that launched my television career. I'm so honored and so blessed to just have that in my DNA, that's what launched me, this like record-breaking phenomenon,
So that was the first that was the first big thing, because you've done a lot of big things, but what year was that?
We started filming that in July of 04.
July of 04.
Yeah.
Man, what a start, with UFC and what it is today, right here in Las Vegas. Like, I don't want to say homegrown, but it is, it started right here, and for you to have that kind of insight on the forefront, that's incredible.
It was homegrown, because Dana White was living in Southern Highlands back in 04, just right in the foothills, basic little home, right?
Yeah, that's what they call the modern era of MMA, is the post Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, how it changed the landscape.
Yeah, G-Rock, and then so some of your other, I don't want to go up to the most recent one, because we're gonna save that one for the listeners, right? But you've done some other amazing things after that, so share some of those.
So I did A Day on Knocked Up. That was my first time ever being on a real movie set. Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd. That was amazing. And then I got picked to be one of the 3 people in the office for The Hangover, Part 1. So that was mind-blowing, just working with Todd Phillips, Scott Budnick. I got the script on the first day. I read the script the first day. And I come in the next day and I'm like, yo, this is about to be the blockbuster smash hit comedy of the summer. And all the locals thought I was just being a hype. I was just making it up. I'm like, no, did you read the script? Like, this is it. And it was.
Yeah, maybe of the decade, man. Everyone knows The Hangover.
To this day, I still watch it.
Everyone knows The Hangover. Yeah, arguably the best comedy of the decade.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? And at the time, it was the highest rated R-rated comedy of all time. It knocked off Beverly Hills Cop. So it was massive, right?
I remember the Cop.
And then, I mean, I've done amazing stuff. I've worked with Gordon Ramsay on Hell's Kitchen. I've interviewed Queen for ABC. I've done 2 days with Kevin Hart for his Netflix special when he was at the Cosmo. Just amazing stuff, yo. I'm just, when you connect the dot, it's a job, right? You show up, you work. I'm lucky enough I'm with my friends most of the time. I really enjoy what I do. You get a lot of VIP access. And at the day, it's a job, but it's also art. So when you go back and you connect the dots, you're like, wow, this is my life. This is me. That's my name. This is my art. This is my footage. These are the people I've met, the laughs I've had, and even the triumphs. Not every shoot is a cakewalk. I've had some very difficult shoots.
What's the most difficult one that you can talk about?
All right. Okay, this is pretty funny. When I was first coming up in the game, we did Sin City Diaries.
Oh yeah.
And it was freezing outside, and we had to pretend it wasn't. The actors, the crew. I mean, it was freezing, 3 a.m, ice cold. You just want to go home. You don't want to be making Sin City Diaries, but hey, like that's the struggle. You
gotta push through.
Yeah, do more than you're paid to do, and eventually you'll be paid more than you're asked to do. Right? Yeah. Like opportunity comes disguised as hard work.
I love you. You always have those pearls, those things that get you thinking. I love that about you.
Thank you. I get Aesop's fables, and to me that's like knowledge simplified. Yeah, like these little one-liners that really make sense that you can build on.
Can you tell that to my staff before you leave out of here?
We'll have a personal coaching session right after this.
They'll get paid. No, but so also you one of our favorite people in the world. You actually were with him, yeah, Mr. Donald Trump, with baby Trump, as you would call him.
Yes, in 07, I was working at Bear Pool. I actually took a break from the business one summer. It was my dream to work at a pool in Vegas. And I caught Bear Pool, which was the only topless pool at the time. Yeah. Right. And I was with my roommate, Ronaldo. Big shout out, Ronaldo. And when I left on my mom's birthday, God bless her soul, and I flew to New York, jumped out the van on Wall Street, was staying with my best friend from preschool. It was an amazing trip, right? And then I worked on the first Celebrity Apprentice, the one with Piers Morgan, Trace Adkins, and Donald Trump, Melania, and at the time, newborn baby Barron Trump came in, and Donald's like, hey, you guys think this is going to be a hit? And I was like, yo, I know this is going to be a hit because all these people could have their own show. And him and Melania agreed, and he went on to become president. So there's a G-Rock Connect.
And we know how that's going now, man. I mean, that's incredible. Well, Vegas being the landscape and really a platform for you to do such great work. Can you tell me a little bit and tell us a little bit about how Las Vegas has played a huge role in what you're up to?
Oh my God. I love Las Vegas. I rep Las Vegas. I travel the world. I rep Las Vegas. I put Vegas on my back. I rep it in the industry. I just love Las Vegas. I love everything it's given me. I love the people. I love the vibe. I love the strip. I love the outdoors. Everything Vegas. I absolutely love. Like, I just love what this city's given me. Everything you have, you've co-created with the universe. Yeah. And I chose Vegas, and energetically, I've manifested all my friends, my family, my career, my success, and just I owe it all to this city and the vibe and the people, and everyone here loves life. I feel like there's a lot of happy people here. People love life. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of concerts and entertainment. If you want to be outdoors, there's amazing hiking, like Red Rock, Great Basin is close, Zion's close, and I just feel like I just love Vegas. I just love the energy and the people, and it's a blessing, and I'm so happy.
Man, and I can speak into the same. Las Vegas has been just so great for what we're up to and the partnership. I feel like, obviously we get connected with incredible, artists and just visionaries like yourself, and everybody comes. I feel, that everyone comes together to really help each other propel forward in our different visions, and just like you did for us right here with this podcast, in a way that you may have never imagined that we're going to continue to grow. So. It's really a great city. And if you're listening and you're not in Vegas, come visit us and see what we're really about. But I will say, obviously you worked on even more incredible Las Vegas staples and shoots. Tell me a little bit about some of the ones that are more notable for you as of recent.
Recently, I worked with James Corden and Celine Dion on the Carpool Karaoke Primetime Special, and lucky enough to work on that, and it won an Emmy. Right?
Yeah,
so I'm officially an Emmy-winning cameraman.
Let's go.
Well, I was gonna save that one a little bit, but you might.
Right. Oh, let's get it out there. This guy gets to be celebrated.
So, 10 years ago, I worked with Doug Longwill on Ocean Force San Diego, and then we did Real Housewives of Orange County. And he called me 10, 11 years later. Hey, are you still in the game? Yeah. Oh, you're shooting? Yep, I'm shooting now. Right? And he's like, hey, we have an open position for James Corden, Carpool Karaoke. I didn't even know Celine Dion. I didn't know anything. And I'm like, yo, James Corden, Carpool Karaoke, I'm in.
Yeah.
Right? And we shot 2 days. I got all my guys on. I got Preston, Pat Mong, Bishop. I got everyone on. I like working with my friends, right? I mean, you guys.
We all do, right?
Yeah, we all do, right? Like, if you're lucky enough to work with your friends, you feel the vibe when you come to work.
Yeah.
It's all love. Everyone's looking out for you. And we knocked it out the ballpark. We shot at all around Vegas, and the finale was at Bellagio Fountains. And I found out that we were nominated for an Emmy at the end of July. I Googled myself at 3 a.m. And, and then I ended up in LA on September 14th. And got to walk on stage and win the Emmy.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was amazing.
With your friends there, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's a blessing. It's surreal, right? I feel like life is the best when it feels surreal, right? It's just surreal. It doesn't even feel real.
Well, being on such a big stage, I mean, the audience, the people, the other nominees, or the other people that won, Emmys. I mean, that's huge.
Huge. I remember we won and no one even jumped up. And I think we're in shock. I think we were 0 for 2 that night, James Corden, I believe, something like that. And then I yelled out, we won. And we all jumped up, and I'm walking down the red carpet, and all I kept thinking was, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Like that. Like, that's all. And it was on my dream board. My Emmy was on my dream board. I've screenshotted an Emmy on my phone and an Oscar, right? Let's see what the 2020s have in store.
Yeah.
God willing. And, I wanted it, and I manifested it.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I mean, I saw it. We will. Then you came in here, and that's when a lot of this stuff started rolling for us. When you won that. So, with Las Vegas growing, all this stuff going on, there's a lot more filming, a lot more production, a lot more shows being shot in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, check this out. Some shows they shoot in LA, and they just come and get the pickup shots here. So they'll shoot a bunch of it out of Vegas, and then they'll come here for like a week or two, and they'll just get all the strip stuff and all that. Yeah. So, but yeah, Vegas has its shows. I mean, Ultimate Fighter's coming back, Counting Cars, obviously Pawn Stars. So all the boxing and all the UFC.
Yeah,
It's a city for production. A lot of the corporate stuff. That's what a lot of people don't know. We shoot a lot of corporate stuff. So you get, Warren Buffett will be here. You'll have like Adobe, Wells Fargo, CES show. Everyone comes here. If it's new and it's hot and these companies want the world to see it, it comes to Vegas.
And man, look at the NFL headed our way. I imagine there's going to be opportunities there.
Oh yeah, I think they're shutting the strip down from the Tropicana to the Mirage.
I think it's the first time ever is what they announced that they've shut it down. I want to say a couple of days for the draft.
Yeah, 3 days. So they're going to take the NFL draftees and take them on a boat onto the Bellagio. Hopefully they know how to swim, right? Hey.
Well, think about this. So the Las Vegas Raiders is official now, right?
Yes.
And this is going to be the first draft that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to announce who their pick is for the
right
first
here
time
at
in 2020. Yeah. So so the Las Vegas Raiders pick, so that's a huge, it's monumental for this town, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff being done here. We just see the growth and so forth. And I was reading, a lot of filming happens here because of the tax credits and the benefits of working here.
Okay, I think they got rid of the tax credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first movie that they filmed with a tax credit was Paul Blart 2, which I liked.
Mall Cop. Yeah.
Mall Cop. Yeah, I liked. If I didn't see part 1, I know part 1 got bashed. Part 2's funny. and it makes the Wynn look gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, right? They did such a good job making that hotel look good. But I believe they actually got rid of the tax credit. That's why a lot of Albuquerque has become a hub. Atlanta, I think they got rid of the tax credit in Florida, Louisiana, and Nevada. But if Governor Sisolak, if you're listening, bring it back, man. Let's go. Let's get some jobs here.
Also,
let's get some production jobs. Let's get some movies.
We'd love to have the governor on as well. If you are listening, come join us.
Yeah.
You know, man, something that you nailed. One of my best friends on the entire planet. He's actually the godfather to my son. He works in production. He's a master with the jib. I love giving him credit. I always like to see what he's up to. But Jacob always speaks into relationships in your industry. And I just heard you a little while ago nail it, that somebody from 10 years ago reached out and just, worked with you to get you with, the James Corden show. So tell me about relationships and how important it is in your industry, but also just in life in general from your perspective.
All right, for sure. I mean, the television and production is definitely all about your network, because it's an international brotherhood and sisterhood of production people that I might work with someone for 2 days, but in that 2 days we grow so close that we want each other to win for the rest of our lives. It's unbelievable. It's really a blessing. It's amazing. But I would say in life period, your 3 major categories of resources that are going to get you a win in any way, shape, or form is your time, your money, and your network. And you're constantly leveraging those 3 to pull strings and make moves and move energy to get what you want. So sometimes it's a money win. Hey, I paid for this program. I hired somebody. Just a money win. Sometimes it's a time win. Hey, I spent the last 6 months learning how to edit. Now I'm an editor. That was like a time win. And sometimes it's a network win. Hey, I went to school with this guy and we're still friends. Hey, I worked with Doug 10 years ago and he got me this job, right? So I feel like your time, your money, and your network is what you're always using in different, amounts to get what you want. And it's up to you. What are you doing with your time, right? Are you reading and studying, or are you drinking and gambling? Hey, if drinking and gambling is your thing and you're still winning at life, go for it. Yeah. But if what you're putting in is not what you're getting out and you feel like you're not accomplishing anything, look at your formula. Look at your time, your money, and your network and what you're doing with it. And I guarantee you'll have a paradigm shift.
Man, I find that, giving back and really just investing in others has been a big win for me personally, and really just to connect with folks. And I always loved hearing, I wanted to ask that because I was always fascinated by the amount of time that you guys do have. For anybody that doesn't know much about production, it's not like these guys are sitting as a team together in a room for months at a time. It's a fly into a city, get off of a plane, show up on set, and boom, that's your team. Make it work kind of thing in some cases.
A lot of that, yeah. A lot of that.
And so I just think it's incredible how you guys can operate and work together and connect and really just continue to do it all around the world. And of course, right here in Las Vegas too.
So not knowing exactly how, but I would think shooting the James Corden was definitely harder than shooting like a movie, just because it seems like it's like action packed. It's live. It's going on. It's driving.
Okay. So movies are, you have the script and there's a lot of people working on these movies usually, and you know what you're going to film that day before you show up. You have the sides. It's like a mini script. They're called sides. So when you show up that day, you're like, we're shooting this one scene, and everyone knows that one scene's getting shot. I'll tell you this, reality television is actually the hardest to shoot, because that schedule, you might as well throw it out the window right when the day starts. You are just flying by the seat of your pants. Locations are changing, times are changing, talent has issues. It is just a free-for-all. Everyone is like coming together to make it work because we're professionals, right? But reality TV is pretty hard. Like it's probably one of the harder things that you don't know what's gonna happen as it's happening.
Sounds like that's your favorite thing to shoot.
Man, I actually, my favorite thing to shoot are my own projects with my own team. Yeah. With Ryan Mapala, Dallas Houston, Ken Aoki,
we're a huge fan of Ryan Mapala here.
Yeah, I love Ryan Mapala. I
was going to ask you, going back in time, how did you and Ryan meet, and what's that the relationship like?
Oh, so he's from Alaska, I'm from Miami, and then we met in college when we were just chilling, blazing, and we just vibed, and then he ended up becoming the guitarist in LAB, or first he was in 420 Days, which was a Jawaiian group back in the mid 2000s that was like the biggest like reggae band in Vegas, them and Bonafide. And then the movement and all the homies, we ended up creating LAB and R&R, and that was a hip hop group, live band, 4MC. So like for over a decade, it was like opening up for T.I. and like Ice Cube, and I was backstage with them. I didn't play, I would introduce them on stage, right? Like House of Blues, make some noise. I was like that dude. But when they were on stage, I just was in backstage, you know, drinking some Hennessy, you know, doing my thing, and like it was a blessing. So much fun, like so much fun. If anyone doesn't know, the 2000s was really a great time in Las Vegas. We had Spy on Vegas. Big shout out, Sal Wise was running that. Yeah. We had just so many concerts, and just where we were at in the movement with the music, you know, we were just graduating college. Man, it just like the mid 2000s in Vegas was just unbelievable.
So you're saying Ryan he does a little bit. He was in a band, huh?
He's a Renaissance man. He's a philosopher. He's a musician. He's an editor. He's a cameraman. He's a father. Right, he's a husband, he's a friend, he's a brother. I love the guy, yeah. And like, I would say that is my biggest blessing is I got such great friends that help me achieve my goals, and I help them achieve their goals. And like, it's so, what do they say? When you're loved, it gives you courage, and when you love, it gives you strength. And I feel like having such a tight team and such a talented team gives me courage. You know, it inspires me to go do more and want more.
One of the most talented individuals that we've met. You know, we love being around him. And he's always a great energy. He's fun to be around.
Great energy.
Funny. You know, he's funny, and we get along really well, and we're very blessed to have him part of our team. You know, and again, I know we said it earlier, but thank you for that that introduction. You know, because he makes our team that much better and stronger.
Yeah, I want to see you guys win, man. I love what you guys are doing there for community. I love your guys' vibe. I just love it all, right? The bigger and better you guys get, the more I feel like I'm getting bigger and better.
I gotta say that this has been fun for us. I used to have fear of public speaking, and I think what happens is every time that we do these, it's easier and easier to engage people, right? And for me, I love it. He's just natural at it. He's a natural at talking to people. He's natural starting this off. He's just natural. He's awesome. And when we had this idea like of a podcast, I think I told you the story. He's like, I can do this, right? I've done it before. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? Like I wanted to do it, but I my want was more than my will. And then when he started, sending me stuff like to buy and get, then my will outweighed the want, and then we created it and we shot the first one. It was funny because he didn't even, he's like, oh, I know how to edit, and I know.
I don't know if I said I know how to edit. I was like, I think I can figure it out.
He was getting stressed out because we were trying to get the first one. I was on him every day. Like, hey, you told me to get the stuff. Where is it? Then all of a sudden, we got this, and we, met Ryan, and, there we go. Here we are, right?
I'll never forget when the MacBook showed. Derek ordered a MacBook immediately, and here I am. I'm like, oh, man, like, we're doing this. And I was sitting at my cubicle back there. I'm like YouTubing how to put a graphic into the video. I mean, super elementary stuff.
It was the MacBook. It was these EV mics. It was the board. And I overdid it. I went and got, went to the next one. We have mixing boards. We have everything, right? Ryan said, hey, Derek, these cameras, they kind of time out at 30. I said, okay, we'll get brand new cameras. Next day, he had brand new cameras. He was like, well,
yep.
He's like, man, I haven't worked with someone that just does it what they say. Yeah, because if you need it, we're going to get it. We want to be professional production. We're going to get it.
Yeah, that's production. Like, it's a lot of trust involved with production. Like, going back to what you were talking about. So, like, I'll get called from someone from England, and they're like, are you available on these days? We need this gear. And they're expecting me to show up at Bally's at 7 in the morning with all the gear. They expect me to know how to use it, and they expect me to be able to communicate with them and be able to get the shots that they need. So there's a lot of trust involved. A lot of trust involved.
There's a big reputation piece, right? When they call into the city, they want to make sure they know someone that's skilled and will execute the way that they have heard and experienced maybe personally.
Yeah, a lot of reputation, like a lot of... you build your network and reputation, and what is it? You can't make a reputation on what you're gonna do, right?
You gotta get
it done. You gotta do it, right? You gotta do it.
So, is your industry? Is it a small industry?
Yeah, for sure. Like even worldwide, like it's kind of split up between the movies, and the TV shows, and then you could even split it a little farther with union, non-union to a degree. But I know people from all over the world that are in production, and names are flying around, different people, especially when you look on Facebook, it tells you, you know, mutual friends. Everyone knows everybody.
Well, you've been super successful. You've actually traveled the world doing what you love.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I've been like Atlantic City, right? San Jose, Oklahoma, St. Kitts, St. Martin, Cancun, right? Like,
did you film any of the spring break stuff?
Nah, it's on the bucket list.
Can I just say I love that he said Oklahoma in that list?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
it's America. I love America. Yo, whoever's
too,
watching
man.
this,
Me
yo,
too.
I love America. Yo, I love everybody. I want everyone happy. I want everyone healthy. I want every child clothed and housed and fed and educated. I want every adult off of any kind of addiction. I want everyone thriving and living and celebrating America, and I'd like America to live up to its promise of that. And I really feel like no matter where you stand politically, I think everyone could agree on that.
yeah, win.
I could stand for that, man. I love, you know, this country. And what
I
we're
love
up
this
to.
country. I love America. I've been around the world, speaking of which, where I was in Amsterdam in a hostel, and I'm the only American in the room. And they're like, yo, speak on the Iraq war. Yo, that is eye-opening as an American, where you are now this representative, this ambassador of everything, good or bad.
Yeah.
Right? They love 50 Cent. They love Cardi B. They can't get enough of our music and our pop culture. They can't get enough of that. Right? The whole world, like American music really changed the world. Motown, jazz, blues, hip hop. They love our culture, but man, do they like despise our politics. And it's interesting, right? To be in a room and you're chilling and everyone's meeting each other and they find out you're American and yo, the whole world, they're all looking at you. Yo, speak on Iraq war. Like, yo, like, I didn't vote for that. I didn't drop that bomb, right? Like, but yo, speak on it. It's wild, right?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you that we have an amazing opportunity as an American, you know, of course, to provide for this country first and foremost, and for the world. You know, is definitely absolutely a responsibility we take on. I could go into this all day. I'm a super supporter of politics, and I love being an ambassador for what we're doing in this country and how we serve. But I do have to ask you, I know that we were talking about projects. You said you love working on your personal projects.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What personal project we got coming down the pipeline?
All right. I got a movie script coming that I'm working on with Ryan and Ken Aoki, and we're doing our first full-length feature movie screenplay. And I'm pretty excited about that. Got a lot more in the pipeline. And then I'm working with magician Dallas Fuston. You can Google him, Dallas Fuston Magic. And we're working on some more stuff to expand on our magic cosplay that you could check out on my website, rocksolidproductiongroup.com. We've done one with him as the Joker. They got 7 million hits on YouTube. It was a massive success. We did one with him as Doc Strange. So we're expanding on that and like building that universe out. And those are fun, right? And, you know, they're magic, they're fun, and they look good. And I'm proud of the work.
7 million hits. That's incredible.
Yeah, we did it, right? It was a big hit in the community, not only the magic community, but the cosplay community.
Is this the first movie you're writing?
This is. I have them all in my head. I've had them all in my head for many, many years. And when Kobe Bryant passed that Sunday, rest his soul, we had a meeting with the three of us, and we were like, how do we honor Kobe? How do we honor the Mamba mentality? I don't apply the Mamba mentality, I don't think, to anything in my life. Let's keep it real. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that in on anything. And I said, let's go all in on something. And we had 3 different projects, and we chose the movie script. We chose the screenplay. We're like, let's go all in. Let's honor Kobe by pulling the trigger on our dream and alchemizing ourselves into something that we're not yet, into screenwriters.
I love that, man. I look forward to hearing about the story and really just, you know, hearing what comes. I can't imagine the success that's going to come out for you guys on this. Just knowing you both individually, and it sounds like you have a great partnership, you know, with another individual. I can't wait to hear about the story and what you got coming down the pipeline.
It's definitely, it's a pretty cool story. It's you know,
you already got some insight.
A little bit, but nothing I could share. But I thought it's a great plot. I like how it starts.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. It's
I want to hear about it off air.
It's got deep themes, and it's got great visuals, and you know, I'm just ready to take my career to the next level and see what the 2020s bring, and really like grow. What is it? It's the journey, not the path, right? It's the journey, not the destination. It's who you become as you're growing towards your goal, which is even more important than the goal.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well
Mamba
said.
mentality. We haven't had a chance to really speak into Kobe and what he's brought as just a legend he was, father, athlete, but more importantly, I mean, just teacher. I really believe that as we go through life and as life continues, he'll always be remembered with the greats as a historical figure that's impacted and individuals outside of sports and just in life. Yeah. And so for you to say Mamba mentality and the approach he takes, the relentless approach is something that I just crave, you know, myself. I'd love to continue to practice because that's what it takes to be relentless, is a mindset and practice. And so I'm excited to really hear how this, you know, approach to your project is going to change the game for you.
Yeah, I'm ready to grow, man. I'm ready to take my career to the next level, and I'm lucky enough to be doing it with some of my best friends, and I love them, I respect them, and we check our egos at the door. We just want the project to be the best, and it's amazing, right? It's so, right?
Well, you say next level, right? So there's the Emmy. What's the next level? The Oscar?
I mean, I do want an Oscar. I would love to be honored with an Oscar. I would love to create content that is viewed at that level. And really, there's two things, right? There's awards and there's rewards.
Yeah.
Right? So rewards are actually better, I think, when you reward it, when you feel rewarded, when you do some philanthropy or you help someone personally and they thank you from the bottom of their heart, a sincere thank you. That is amazing, right? Helping another human become their best self, right? And then awards is what you get when people external outside of you really like they honor you for your work, right? The Emmy, you know, an Oscar. The Oscars was Sunday, you know, it's very inspiring. Parasite was very inspiring to see them take on some of the big dogs and the heavy hitters, and you know, and that's awards, and they both feel good, and you know, I want, you know, I'd like to achieve all that, and you know, like there's no really award for, you know, parent of the year, but how rewarding is it when you see your kid like at the piano recital or scoring the winning touchdown, right? Like that's amazing, right? Like it's rewarding when you're with one of your friends who's a little depressed and you're helping him through it, and then when he gets out of it, he gives you a big hug and says, "Thank you for helping me through that." Like that's way better than any Emmy, right? Like that's real, you know what I mean? And you know, ideally, I mean, I'm in an industry in a position where I can achieve both, and that's what I'm aiming for.
Man, I love that. I appreciate you sharing that, and it's true.
It's true.
You know, the biggest or some of the most, you know, or the amount of gratitude we get when we sit in a space where we're being rewarded from impacting individuals. There's really nothing that matches it.
There's nothing that matches it, man.
You know, no matter what industry or what you do in your day to day, it can be a simple hello to a stranger that might shift everything they're up to. So super cool that you spoke into that.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's, you know, and that's the journey, man. That's like embodying and personifying like the joy, the gratitude, the honor, right? The success, the brotherhood, and just the gratitude, right? And all that, like just living it. And like really you're tuning your heart to that. Like what your thoughts tune your heart, and then your heart sends a signal out. That's why when you say someone has good vibes, what does that even mean? It means that you are literally feeling the magnetosphere of the heart, of that person's heart. Some people can shift a room, right?
Yeah.
Some people walk in a room, oh man, that's a sunshine girl. She walks in the room and smiles, the whole room lights up. What does that mean? It means that her vibes are so high. Her vibration is so high. Her intention is so pure and so clean and so full of love, joy, honor, and gratitude that you feel it.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to be around it.
You want to work. That's the kind of folks you want to work with. That's what we attract. That's who you connect with. That's who you're going to make the biggest impacts with, is that individual.
100%.
Well, I tell you, man, I honestly, I wish we had all day. I could sit here and just hear you out, and I can't wait to hear you through your work too. I imagine it's going to, the passion that you just show sitting here is going to pour out through your team, through your work. I'm excited. But man, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us and do this. This is super cool for us to, be able to get some insight from you. So thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for all that you've done for us. Thank you for the introduction with Ryan, because with Ryan here, to be honest with you, we're very advanced at this stage in our game. We're early, and I think we're very advanced at what we're doing. But that's, it's all tribute to us getting together and our friendship. And with Ryan, he
elevates us hands down.
He's the key to our team, and we appreciate everything that he does, and we appreciate the introduction. I really can't thank you enough, for that. I mean, because truly, like I said, our first podcast was sitting down and one cam, facing down, and it was nothing. Now we have a logo, we have design, we have a website, we have, we're launching a digital book, a digital magazine. So, I think with that introduction, we became so advanced at certain things that we were able to take steps quicker than most. And that's all because of Ryan and your introduction. So thank you. I can speak into it for days on how grateful that I am and the gratitude.
I feel it. Thank you. Like, I love you guys. Me and Ryan, I could speak for him. We both love you guys. We want to see you win. We love seeing you win. You guys are both inspiring. Kobe, the family, the baby, your attitude towards success, and your vibe, right? And then D, like, dog, your history, your journey, your success, right? Like, your journey is inspiring, right? Like, we talk about it like that. You just stick to the plan, and you have a goal, and you achieve success if it's in your destiny, and you work hard towards it.
I've enjoyed the journey. I've enjoyed the struggles as much as I have enjoyed the successes. All my struggles throughout life, were probably the greatest thing I've ever had to endure was the lack of, and that's always another topic and subject, but I'm where I am today because of great friends like you, and I get to mentor great guys just like this, but also I get to be in a room with amazing leaders constantly. That my thoughts are to elevate my game is to always have someone that I get to be with, right? And you guys truly inspire me. Listen, you're doing a great job in the industry. Someone who just got into the industry, he was going to be a lawyer and decided to get into lending, right?
Wow.
The only common thing that they both begin with L, right? You both begin with L, but he got his license, and he's off. And
right.
That we were at being in the industry for such a short period of time is already teaching classes. You're already teaching class, right? So we're at and listen to him speak this morning or listen to him speak last week. The elevation got really quick. So he's been a great student. Someone that you really and truly love mentoring. But I think in the film industry, there's always some great young talent coming up that you get to mentor, especially from UNLV. I'm only assuming that because that's where you got your groundbreaking.
For sure. There's like I remember when Bishop jumped in the TV game, I sat with him at Starbucks and I dialed him in with all the information. I'm willing to help anybody. If you're hungry and you're passionate and you want to grow, I'll help you.
How can they get in touch with you?
Go to my website, rocksolidproductiongroup.com. If that's too long for you, go to joshuagreenrock.com. They both go to the same spot. And you can find me on Instagram at rock555. And just, I would say, along with the passion is his passion to provide for his family and be a good dad. Yeah. Big shout out Leo the Virgo.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
Right? For $1 a day.
Get out of here.
So
I've actually heard being a parent makes your decisions very easy because now it becomes what is good for the child.
I've heard that. Man.
Yeah, the more kids, the more.
I feel like going, and I'm not the oldest, person, and probably not the wisest, but I listen to folks and their experiences, and as I'm listening to parents, moms, dads, single parents, families, they always say when you have a child that changes the game for you in some way, they acknowledge something that shifts in their life or their drive, whether it be passion or love. It's real. It's super real. People ask me like, "Oh, what's it like now?" Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just real, man. When I was sitting there day of, when I'm sitting here right now, you do things differently. You just do, and you see things so differently, and it's an amazing thing. So thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that. My son is a rock star. I love his little chunky butt. Yeah. He's been eating Whole Foods, so check out those pictures on Instagram and stuff. He's wild.
Echo with the being a parent is very, your decisions are different, and they all have, I have 3, so they're all different personalities, So
I don't know if I want to make it to 3D.
No.
3D.
No, but AKA Josh, AKA G-Rock, AKA
Yep.
the man, the myth, the legend, AKA, you know, Emmy winning, man, you know, man of the year. Just, you know, you inspire us, man.
Incredible artist.
Man, grateful that you came in today, you know, and man, we get to share the stage with you, and there's some big steps to follow over here, buddy.
Yeah, well,
we
guys,
appreciate you.
I tell you, man, living large Las Vegas, there's never a dull moment. I don't, you know, this has been such a cool experience and such a great way to learn. Listeners, check out G-Rock. Look at the work. Rock Solid Productions. Look at the website. There's a lot of great things coming. If you want to hit him up and you just want to get in touch, reach out to us. We'll get you connected the same way he's been able to connect folks to work with us. So thanks again for listening. We'll come back at you live.